Knight Rider, a shadowy descent into the dangerous world of a man who refuses
Gotta wait
to sleep.
until it plays out here.
Cecil Laird, a midnight loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the creative, the strange, the storytellers. In a world of unwritten nightmares that lurk just beyond the page, he is the Knight Rider.
What's going on, guys? All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is a test stream. This is something that I want to do more of. Oh, you know what? I never made that quick change. Let me do that real quick. Gotta add something in the socials here so I can do that live while I chat with you guys, while people come in here. So I will be revealing what I'm working on. As you can see here, let me, for the time being though, let me go ahead and disappear that stuff. So you'll be able to see what it is that I'm working on, and let me get the music going too, but let me just finish this with the stuff that I didn't actually finish that I thought I had. Okay, so we're gonna save that. We're gonna do that there. Oh boy, my computer is like, oh wait, you want to save stuff right now? That's not gonna work for me. Yep, that was my computer. Not wanting to work. Come on. All right. 1 second. All right. So I can fix this right now. Hey, that's reversed. Let's do that. Okay. And that needs to be a FOSS book. Let me change that to the facing books. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? It's no subject, huh? Son of a bitch. Why are you going to make me do this in front of everyone? Why do you make me do this? Facebook, Photoshop. Why do you make me do this in front of my friends? Look at this. You're wild. You're wild. Now, I gotta take care of this, and no one else is gonna see it, and you're gonna make me look bad, Facebook. Icon. Oops, no. Okay. Alright, that's close enough, whatever. Boom. And put it there. Oh, let me add... Copy the layer style. Paste. There we go. Alright, let's try this again with the socials. Hold up. Wait a minute now. Oh, there we go. Save. Okay. Now I can delete this. Once it's done saving. Can't wait for Fred Krueger to return for the feature film Vince was talking about. There is a feature film sequel, as a matter of fact, yes. Hold up, though. Let me just finish this real quick. Let me add the socials back in, but the complete socials. Bam. There we go. Whoa, that's me. Don't want to move me. Want to move the socials. All right. There we go. So, this is what we're talking about here. And let me go ahead and get the music going. I have to go and step and use the little boys' room real quick, so I don't, my back teeth are starting to float. But I have things ready to go here, including the music. So, you guys will be able to hear the music as well. And I will go over who the music is as soon as I get back. Give me about a minute. Right. So, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird, and this is a test stream for something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. This is something called the Night Writer. I don't know if you somehow skipped the intro, but I did do a little intro. It's probably not the final or anything like that, but this is a series I've been wanting to do on the channel for quite a while, where I work on writing stuff, and you guys can chill, you can write, you can study, you can just hang out, listen to some cool music while I'm doing my work. Eventually, I will sort of change it up, and we'll be writing stories together. But right now, there are two things that I really need to finish writing, and so I figured I'd do that. I'm going to do that as a regular stream on Twitch. Our Twitch channel is down here. Oop, I just hit the button, but if you look down there, I don't know what the camera will actually pick up on still. If you look down there, the Twitch channel is listed. It's twitch.tv/The Horror Show channel. That's where I'm going to be doing these streams mostly. I'll probably try and do them on Friday nights, and it'll just be writing because there's a lot of writing to be done. And once I finish writing the next two things I need to finish writing, then I will actually start writing a story with the audience. That's the intention behind the Night Writer, is to write something with you guys. But for now, I have a couple things I need to finish writing, so it's going to be sort of more of an ambient sort of situation. Like, I'm going for ambiance here, and I'm going to do some things that you guys might care about, you might not. But I am going to actually add my story here so that you guys can follow along with how I'm writing. This is just a test. Again, I can change this so that it's black writing on a white background. I felt like the white writing on the black background sort of suited the motif that I'm going for a little bit better. Also, There's a lot of green here because I have my green screen over here, just so you guys can see. I'll show you what it looks like without this this disappearing act I've got going on. So this is what it looks like normally. So there is some green spillage, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this to work with the background. This is the best way I've found so far. If I move the green screen, yes, it does eliminate the green. However, the other background is way more chaotic, so it's way less. It's actually even worse than this is with the green spillage. So that's why there's a green spillage. That's what you're seeing, but I'm trying to orient everything. Oh, check it out, the window. I tried to make the background fun, so you guys can sort of see there's some motion going on at all times. Got our little horror show new table cat right here. You guys can help me name the new table cat. I haven't named the cat yet. I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl, but it's our cat now. We also have a spider up here. If we want to name the spider too. We've got rain going on in the background. Obviously, you should be able to hear that. I don't know if it's overpowering. If the rain sound is too overpowering, let me know. Oh shoot! What up, Morgan? Are we supposed to be able to read that? Well, I can make it bigger. Like, I can zoom in more and make it easier for you to read, probably, but I gotta figure it all out. So this is what I'm doing. This is why it's a test stream, Morgan. I streamed with a friend who didn't know I was using fake bots as viewers to seem legit. He had a few thousand followers. Yeah, I'm not about doing the bot thing here. Looks good, sounds a little tinny. Well, I am doing the... Oh, wait. There we go. It's because the microphone was still way over there. But I have to do it through the speaker. I can do it... If I wear headphones, I can do it more through the system as opposed to just the speaker in the room. So let me know if that would be better. But the music down here, as you can see, it's a Spotify playlist specifically made by Midnight Syndicate. Now, if you have gone into a Spirit Halloween or any horror store over the past decade, you've definitely heard Midnight Syndicate music. They do a lot of ambient Halloween horror themed tracks. There's a number of CDs that they have. I'm a big fan of theirs. We've had them on the channel fairly recently. And yeah, so it's going to be a good time, and we've got good music going. The playlist on Spotify is under Midnight Syndicate. You can see the playlist listed down there. It's horror music to write to. So make sure you go and you give Midnight Syndicate a follow and listen to their music. So what are we writing today? And I wanted to go ahead and add a sign here that says what I'm writing, but today what I'm writing is I'm trying to finish a SIRENHEAD short that I am writing. Now, I won't always share the material that I'm writing. Sometimes it will just be a computer screen with some, motion graphics going, but I'm willing to share this with you guys. I can't spoil everything, but I am writing a SIRENHEAD short. What I plan to do with it, I don't really know. I do want to get your guys' opinion, though, while I do this. Should I use this camera to kind of make it like I'm working within the room, or should I use this camera instead and do it facing the camera? I don't know which would be better. You guys let me know in the comments below. Oh, shoot, I can make myself a little bit bigger. I'll move myself over. Whee! I don't want to cover the cat, though. So I can do the front-facing camera, or I can keep it side-facing to kind of fit the tickety-tacketies over here a little bit better, although my hands will be down here when I'm typing. So it won't line up perfectly. So what do you guys think? What would be better? What up, Dr. Corn Dogs? Good to see you. Good to see you. Maybe the audio would be cleaner. The audio would definitely be cleaner if I don't do it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let me pull up Spotify on the computer. I'll throw my headphones on. I'll look silly, but you guys will be able to hear everything a lot better. So, we'll go ahead and do that. Pin to taskbar. Alright, so I'm going to discontinue this. Ooh. put this on so I can hear that, and we're going to, basically we can kind of restart the playlist. The whole thing's been downloaded. Oh no, I don't want to remove, so downloaded. Here we go. All right. Make sure I can hear it. Why can't I hear? Oh, something. There we go. Holy shit, that's loud. All right, there we go. Can you guys hear the music better this way while I work? Let me pull up the window again. Audio is already better. Okay, so I have to wear headphones. I'll look a little sillier, but the audio will be better. Okay. Front. The other one probably. Side while you're typing, but if you take breaks to chat, then switch to front. Okay, that's workable. Cool. Right on. Morgan, if you want to come chill in here and hang out and kind of be my sidecar, I wouldn't hate it. Plus, you could grab something from downstairs and maybe bring it up, although I have this. Do you guys like my cup? My cup runneth over. Okay, so yes, I am writing a SIRENHEAD short. The setup of the short, if you're curious, is a single sort of camper / wannabe survivalist YouTuber that goes out to areas and tries to, he live streams how to do this, how to do that, how to be a good camper, how to, all this good stuff. So he's out at a campsite one night, and suddenly he's confronted by something that we all know very well, SIRENHEAD. And so that's the setup for this. And the character's name is Daniel. I already have an actor for it. The effects are going to be done by Tyler Adams, who is a very talented special effects artist. And we already have a location scouted out. We're planning to try and shoot it this summer. But I need to finish the script. Right now, the script was 12 pages. Last time I was trying to whittle it down. Now it's down to 10. I need to get the script down to like 6-7 pages. And I know the kind of stuff I need to eliminate. So that's what I'm working on now is trimming the script down from 10 pages to about 7 pages. So that's what we're trying to do here tonight. Now, the next bit of streaming that we may do is the Night Rider. There is a short story that I need to write, so I'm likely going to do that on future episodes of the Night Rider, but I'm hoping I can go ahead and finish this one here tonight. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and reread it from the beginning. Is it really impossible for you guys to read? I mean, I guess if you're watching on your phone, it would be. So let me see if I can enlarge it so that you guys can read it. So I can make it bigger, but I want to make sure it can stay here. And I just need to shrink the actual window. We'll work this out together, guys. That's what we're going to do. We're going to work it out together. So, oh yeah, the top is good. Actually, the top I can go back. Actually, no, I need to make sure it's not outside of the circle. See, that's the thing. We're sacrificing a lot to keep it all inside the circle. It's like such a limited window now to keep it inside the circle, but big and readable. Do you know what I mean? So it stays in the circle, but it's only a few lines at a time. But I guess that works. I mean, it shows you guys what do you guys think? Is it better to just show it bigger and just show a few lines at a time so it's a little bit more readable? I feel like that might be the way to go. So, that being said, let's go ahead and read it together. Hang on, let me see. Maybe I can... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to... To keep it this size, I'm not going to be able to change a whole lot. I can bring the left side in. Ooh, not that far. So I can bring the left side in there, and I can bring the right side in here. Oh. Yeah, if you guys have thoughts, let me know. This is what we're trying to work out. Would you rather have it this big? Oh shit, why is it? Oh, well, I should be broadcasting in high res. Even if you guys... Hang on, let me double check that we're broadcasting in high res. It should be. It doesn't tell me what we're broadcasting in right now, but it should be the high res. Yeah, I got a 1080 version. Oh man, in 1080 it looks great. It looks great in 1080. What are we talking about here? Especially on a big screen, you can absolutely read it. All right. Well, now I know. Now I know. All right, so here we go. I gotta read through this and see where we're at. So I'm gonna go a little bit quiet as I read through this. You guys can read along with me if you're so curious. But, you know, again, if you don't want to read what I'm working on, this is just going to be some background music, a little bit of rain, got some fun stuff. I got a little cute kitty right here, got a fun spider up in the corner, got some friends that pop in the window while it rains outside. Just tried to make a fun little atmosphere to chill in. So I might go a little quiet here for a bit while I do some reading. I guess I could read it to you guys. Exterior, the woods. 30 minutes outside of Flagstaff, Arizona. Night. On a cold night just outside Flagstaff, Arizona, the trees rustle in the soft but chilly wind. We soar over the swaying forest, slowly approaching a lone campsite in a small clearing. As we get even... too far. As we get even closer to the campsite, which consists of a tent and a newly reactivated fire pit, as well as a phone. What the fuck? Hang on. See, I can't read this out loud. I gotta just work, so forgive me, guys. I'm gonna go quiet. This isn't a let's play. Hey, there's a whole seat there. Okay, I see what I was going for here. Alright, so he drops the firewood into the pit. So he speaks directly into the camera, and this is one of the things that I'm trying to figure out. I have TTS going on right now. I'm not sure if I want to carry TTS through the whole story. I guess this is when I can switch to the front cam. I'm gonna have to get used to this, so forgive me, guys. This is why I'm doing the test. So he's a streamer, right? And he's streaming from the woods, and he's got a laptop and a phone that he's kind of using in tandem, right? So we're stretching the limits where you'll be able to hear TTS from the laptop, and then you'll be able to hear it coming from his phone. But what I'm wondering is, should the TTS be chained to the laptop? Because basically, the long and short of the story is he starts at a campsite. SIRENHEAD starts to terrorize him at the campsite. He tries to run. SIRENHEAD gives chase, and then he tries to go to his car. SIRENHEAD chases him to his car, and he does not get away. We'll say that much. So what I'm wondering is, should I keep TTS, text-to-speech, for those that don't know, should I keep it chained to the campsite and the laptop, or even when the laptop gets smashed, as SIRENHEAD steps on it during the beginning of the chase. Should his TTS continue in the phone? The reason I would want TTS to continue is because I can think of some funny lines. Like, there's a lot of asshole trolls out there that would say some stupid shit to someone in mortal peril, especially if they don't believe they're actually in mortal peril, right? With today's AI and everything, no one would actually think this guy's really encountering SIRENHEAD. So there could be some funny comments there to juxtapose the terrifying chase. However, I've gotten some pushback from some people. Robert the Wolfman, for instance, thinks that the TTS would undermine the tension of the situation and the chase and everything. So my question is, would text-to-speech undermine the chase and the seriousness of it, or would it help sort of be that juxtaposition, that relief during the tense scene of the chase, right? So essentially the way I would utilize it when I make the movie is, as he's running, right, and we see SIRENHEAD coming after him, I cut to a close-up of the phone in his hand as he's running, as someone says something shitty, and he just ignores it, and then we cut back to the other angle as he's being chased and everything. But it's that little cut to as we hear TTS say something that like makes us laugh while he's running for his life. So he's not going to acknowledge the TTS, but like, is it distracting to have that, or is it funny and additive to have that? Your thoughts, Morgan? Distracting. Morgan thinks distracting. Robert the Wolfman thought distracting.
That feels very 70s.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Well, so anyone that watches this later, I'm curious for your thoughts. So if you have an opinion on that, I'd be curious to know your thoughts. So getting back to it, here's what we got. I think I don't need but there. I could just do, I tried to set you up with a nice view at least. Sorry guys, gathered the firewood as quickly as I could. I tried to set you up with a nice view at least. I mean, how beautiful is the nighttime forest, am I right? That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. So this is kind of fun. I can give you guys sort of my delivery of what I'm thinking as I write. So again, he's a wannabe survivalist. He's not necessarily good at what he does, but this is what he wants to do. And, you know, every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a phone and a laptop can be YouTube stars. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I feel like the straight on angle is kind of the way to go, even though the other makes sense. It's like, at least this way they see my face as I'm talking about it. I don't know. You think sideways is better? Or?
I like the idea of switching back and forth, but I do find the green screen in your glasses and side view very distracting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I could not wear... Well, no, I can't not wear it. I won't be able to see my shit very well. Alright, so I can switch back. Alright, well, we'll work it out. And then Daniel pauses for a moment and smiles just before an artificial sounding digital voice blurts out from the phone set up just above the camera. Okay, I might need to change that. I might need to just change that as coming from the laptop for now until it automatically switches to the phone. So I'll put this here, and this here. I'll add a fold so I remember later to figure out what I want to do there. You won't think it's so beautiful. Okay, the chat voice. You won't think it's so beautiful when you are being murdered like all the other clowns that explored those woods. That's what I'm thinking about for the chat voice, right? The female automated kind of voice. Daniel tries to hold back a laugh, which only resorts in a snort instead. Okay, guys, let's keep it family-friendly in the chat, alright? I don't want to have to turn off text-to-speech, and my mods don't want to have to whip out the band hammer on your asses. Daniel turns his attention back to the fire pit. So, now that we've gathered some additional firewood, we can stoke our fire, get warm, and start cooking some dinner, which is perfect because I'm starving. Daniel grabs a small bottle of lighter fluid and sprays the wood before taking out a lighter and lighting it up. Of course, in a real survival situation, you may not have lighter fluid along with your. Of course, in a real survival situation, you may not have lighter fluid along with you on your journey. But again, this is just an exploratory mission. Once we get the lay of the land, the next time around we can really challenge ourselves. So. Huh?
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
You just said keep it family friendly, but then said accents.
Asses is family friendly.
Okay.
Nowadays.
I feel like that's kind of fun.
You think it's a push? All right, guys, is asses family friendly, or do I need to change asses or change the family friendly line, or does it still work? Daniel stokes the. Huh?
I think you could just say like, you know, the mods don't want to pull out band hammers on you guys or whatever. You don't have to say that.
Oh. Okay, that's fair.
That's all.
That's fair. And my mods don't want to have to whip out the band hammer on you guys. That's fair. That's fair. That's a fair note. I'll take that. Good note. See, you guys get to see the changes live. That's what I think is kind of fun about this. You know what I mean? So what do you think? You personally, do you think this smaller yet more legible window works?
I don't know. I have to. I am watching on my phone, like on the computer. But maybe I'm not. I did take a screenshot so you can see the difference between the way you're seeing and the any phone viewer is seeing. This is that's just not right at all.
It's super. So what I need to do is I need to brighten the background again. Let me do that real quick.
Like I said,
Let's see. Hang on. Let's see what a difference that makes. Let's see. Let's watch it live. Oh. All right. Well.
Should I take a screenshot?
Well.
Right,
Does that look better? Does that look brighter? Why are we so close? Oh, there we go.
yeah, and it's not
I feel like I can open it up even more. And this isn't just because you don't have your brightness high? Is your brightness all the way up? Turn your brightness all the way up. You're screwing me up. Oh my god, yeah, look at how much of that room you can see.
The room, yeah, no, the room looks great. I'm saying that you can't read this.
Well, not on a phone. I mean, if you really want to follow along, then fucking zoom in on the shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not meant for phones, guys. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, you know.
That was all my only comment.
Well, stow your comment. No, I'm just kidding. Show yourself out. All right, well, that did make things... Look at that. That makes the room a lot nicer, though. Brightening it up like that. I feel like that's nicer.
You can see the detail.
Yeah.
When you said there, you were like, "Oh look, there's a spider." I was like,
You're like, spider? Where? Now you can see he just kind of dances. He just kind of hangs there.
I feel now.
He just chills. All right. Oh, you already... Okay. Achoo! I sneezed and drank some water.
Product placement.
Oh. Least of my worries. All right. But see, okay. How much worse is doing it through the... I want to do it through the speaker and not through my headphones. I don't want to wear headphones.
When you had the lab, actually, that was what I said.
Okay, so the music was okay over there?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It was just when you were like, oh, the microphone's way over there, it was 1,000 times better if you put it on yourself.
Alright, so I'll take this off. You guys should still be able to hear it. Can you check your headphones on your phone? Earbuds? Okay. Oh, you know what? I do.
So it sounded good when it just was tinny when it was far away.
Oh, no. Hang on, pal. Hang on, pal. No. Yeah, step out and check it, please. You still hear the music okay? Because then I don't have to wear headphones, and that'd be nice. And everyone in the room can hear the music. Oh, good. Cool. All right, here we go.
There's a delay, so I had to wait.
Sure. Again, shout out to Midnight Syndicate for allowing us to use their music. They rock. We will probably eventually get to some rotation. All right, here we go. Let's keep it family friendly. Got rid of the asses. Daniel grabs a small bottle of lighter fluid and sprays the wood before taking out a lighter and lighting it up. Jesus, how many times can I say light in the fucking one sentence? 3? Because that's a lot of it. Grabs a small bottle of lighter fluid and sprays the wood before lighting it up. How's that? Before lighting it up. Much better. I come from the Department of Redundancy department.
Yeah, I see that.
Don't need you to agree. Don't need that. Don't need that.
I thought you wanted a yes man.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted a yes, ma'am. Apparently. All right. Of course, in a real survival situation, you may not have lighter fluid along with you on your journey. But again, this is just an exploratory mission. Once we get the lay of the land, the next time we can really challenge ourselves. Daniel stokes the flames, alternating between poking the fire with a long stick and blowing on the embers to feed the whole thing extra oxygen. The chat again chimes in audibly. Fuck off. I'm struggling to read, okay? I'm like 40 shots deep. Relax. Shots of water.
Uh-huh. You're good.
Shots of water, YouTube.
I'm just going to my nose.
Hang on, wait. I need to... Hold up. Wait a minute. Shots of water, YouTube.
I'm just glossing the murder minutes.
Guys, again, tell me which angle you'd prefer while I do this. Do you prefer I actually look sort of kind of at you, or just do it sideways to fit? I kind of don't think it's such a bad thing this way. You can kind of see. Isn't the cat cute, by the way? Aren't I so awesome for doing the cat? No, you didn't.
Chat. Y'all need to chat.
Yeah, chat, chat. Well, we got 4 people watching, which means there's 2, including you and me, there's 2. Which is fine. It's okay. It's a test. No one's going to click on test stream going, oh, shit. You know what? If I changed it to let's write SIRENHEAD, I'll bet that might change things. Let's see if that works. Test! Live test! Don't you fucking yawn. You get the fuck out of here if you're going to yawn. Don't you fucking dare. It's not pirate music. It's Midnight Syndicate's Write With Me music. You've completely derailed. I don't even know what I was supposed to be typing right now.
Write with me, SIRENHEAD.
Oh, let's write SIRENHEAD. Okay. You shut your face. All right, maybe that'll help. Okay. Daniel stokes the flames, alternating between poking the fire with a long stick and blowing on the embers to feed the whole thing extra oxygen. The chat again chimes in audibly. Your real challenge tonight will be not getting hacked to pieces, loser. Daniel sighs loudly to himself. You really paid just to say? He takes a breath, then addresses the camera again. Okay, guys, I get it. I know that some, or maybe even a lot of you, would be concerned if you were in my especially large shoes. Simply, I got a giggle. That's my writing, baby. In her mind, she's like, shit, I shouldn't encourage him with accidentally laughing. All right. Let's try that sentence again. I know that some, or maybe even a lot of you, would be concerned if you were in my especially large shoes, simply because of the reputation surrounding these particular woods. Daniel stands up and moves... Oh, hang on, let me move it so people can keep... Daniel stands up and moves to the other side of the fire pit in order to get closer to the audience and to amp up the tension as he dives deeper. Backlit by the fire, he continues. Yes, I'm fully aware that there have been numerous disappearances in this area over the years, but that doesn't mean that there's anything particularly weird about this section of the woods. Correlation doesn't equal causation, y'all. Plus, I know what I'm doing. I've been at this long enough to be able to read these woods, just like any other forest. So don't you worry, nothing's gonna happen to me. Daniel pulls out a small pot. Now, what do you say we get some dinner going, huh? So first Daniel is interrupted by a sudden loud crash accompanied by a loud thud. I'm going to say sudden crash accompanied by a loud thud. We don't need loud and loud. Department of Redundancy Department! Daniel is interrupted by a sudden crash accompanied... Oh, hang on. I'm a little high. They can't read it. Daniel is interrupted by a sudden crash, accompanied by a loud thud that comes from the woods behind him. What the hell? What am I doing, is my question. Daniel spins around in his seat, trying to identify the source of the crash. Then he remembers the camera and turns back around. Okay, I know you guys must have heard that too. There's no way the camera's mic didn't catch it. Then the sound of an old-timey radio crackles to life. I didn't have the S there. Crackles to life, sounding like someone turning the dial on it, slowly cycling through various stations. Daniel calling out, "Hey! Who's out there? I can hear you, you know." The radio seems to settle on a station and an old song plays with the gravelly tenor of a worn-down vinyl record. Seriously? Daniel stands up, getting more angry. Hey! I can hear your stupid radio and it's ruining my stream. Suddenly, another loud thud comes from the woods, but this time it sounds closer. Daniel could swear he felt the ground shake a little too. It's at this point that Daniel remembers his second camera, reaching down into a nearby bag and grabbing the backup. He turns on the second camera and starts scanning the tree line with it. "Coming out, whoever you are!" A piercing squeal rings out, catching Daniel off guard. Then the squeal turns into a familiar, scratchy TV warning sound, not unlike the sound of an old fax machine. So I mentioned that to you earlier, Morgan, that you know, yep, that kind of thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. As a piercing squeal rings out, catching Daniel off guard. Then the squeal turns in... Oh, I already said that. Okay. You like how into it I got? Finally, the scratching sound morphs into a loud siren that rings out into the darkness, causing Daniel to instinctively cover his ears. Who's out there? After a few moments, the siren stops, leaving the forest oddly quiet all of a sudden. Then Daniel hears the branches snapping as, out of the corner of his eye, he sees something large move just before a loud thud shakes the forest floor. As Daniel scans the forest, he catches sight of something moving in the darkness, only it's headed away from him. A moment later, Daniel hears another massive thud, but this one coming from the woods about 40 yards to his left. Just then, the crackling speaker again sounds out into the forest with a different, unnerving siren tone. More wood snaps in the darkness as another thud lands even farther along the tree line, beginning to circle around Daniel. Beginning to circle around behind Daniel. Daniel stands up and tries to follow the sounds with his camera as they move around the tree line. As the thuds continue to move in the darkness, the speaker starts spewing some unnerving radio chatter. Daniel continues to follow the sounds with his camera as they have now circled almost 3/4 of the way around his campsite, remaining in the darkness behind the tree line the entire time. As whatever it was completed its circuit around the campsite, Daniel realized that his own voice was sounding out through the speakers in the dark. SIRENHEAD in a distorted sound.
Yes, I'm aware there have been numerous disappearances over...
Okay, so that's right. Now I remember what we're doing. All right, fuck off. You laugh. So SIRENHEAD here is repeating what he said to his audience. So SIRENHEAD has tapped into the stream and is now distorting the sound of the guy's own words.
Yes, I'm fully aware that there have been numerous disappearances here over the years, but I know what I'm doing. I've been at this long enough to be able to read these woods.
Sorry, that was added. The thuds finally cease as they reach a location not far off. Distorted.
So don't you worry.
The sounds in the surrounding forest again die down, leaving nothing but pure silence for the words to cut through.
Nothing's going to get me.
That's what I'm going for. So the siren will start to fucking be nasty and sort of melt in the audio. After a moment, Daniel realizes that things have gone so quiet that he can actually hear the whir of the camera's internal motors. Like Cool Whip, the whir. He again scans behind the tree line, but he can't see anything out of the ordinary. You don't scare me! He turns around, pointing his back to the woods as he speaks into the camera so it can still see behind him. So this is one of the things where he holds the camera and he does one of these, right? And he's holding it, and the stuff's in the woods as he's talking. He says, I don't see anything, you guys. He spins his torso around and looks through the camera into the woods, but still sees nothing, right? So he does one of these. So he doesn't see anything. He spins around again. Maybe it's nothing I need to worry about. Like I said, in the woods, people can hear all types of Daniel stops dead when in his camera's viewfinder, just like Jason just appeared, he sees one of the trees directly behind him suddenly pick up and move, stepping away from the darkness. So in the background, one of the tree's giant trunks literally steps into the darkness behind the guy who's streaming. So it's one of SIRENHEAD's legs that he thought was a tree just stepping off into the darkness. Daniel, of course, goes, oh, what the fuck? Daniel staggers backwards, tripping over a branch and landing on his butt, camera still in hand. One loud thud shakes the ground, followed by another that seems both further away and less seismic. Daniel lifts the camera to again face it. Daniel lifts the camera to again face it. Time to go! Daniel quickly stands up and turns to head back. Excuse me. Daniel quickly stands up and turns to head back and pack up the campsite. A few steps in, A young woman's piercing scream cuts through the darkness, only from a different direction than the one it headed in. So this is where there's going to be significant changes to the story. So that's where I think I'm going to cut this test stream. Thank you guys for joining. If you did, I greatly appreciate it. This is the Night Rider. This is something I want to do regularly. This is something I will do regularly over on Twitch. I plan to do it at least every Friday night, if not more so. But we are going to be having our Twitch channel going basically daily. This is going to be the Friday night fun time, which is getting some writing done. Once I finish writing the 2 things I need to write, which is this Sirenhead story and then a short story for something coming up, once those are done, then I will work with the audience, with you guys, to write a wholly original short story idea that hopefully we can eventually make into an actual, real thing that we can present on the channel. So that is the goal for the Night Rider. Thank you for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to Morgan for stopping by and helping me along the way. Greatly appreciate that as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to our Twitch channel. All the links to our socials over here, but Twitch right here is the Horror Show channel. We are the Horror Show Official on Facebook. We've got a new one over there. We've got the Horror Show Official on Instagram as well. We've got Horror Show Cecil on TikTok right there, where I cover a lot of horror comics. And then Horror Show Shorts, which is basically the TikTok channel on YouTube. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel the way that you do. This series will continue on Twitch, so thank you guys for checking it out here on YouTube if you did. I love you guys very much. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Morgan.
And remember,
Stay
scared.